Nigri, ni, Momonzo. Go is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man, Adam called son, S-U-N. In the name of the true begotten Son, Emmanuel, I-M-A-N-U-E-L, whose name means go with us. In the name of the true motherland, Nigritia, N-I-G-R-I-T-I-A, which means land of the goals. Ki Swahili, Tower Babel, Kunta Kinte, man's first tongue. Amani Kutoka, you peace from above. Fua wa Saba Siku. Happy seventh day. Fua Saba Siku. Happy seventh day. These book of life. Kiribucha, Uzima. Reading from the New Testament of Emmanuel. Agano, Jipya, Ya, Emmanuel. John, Yan, chapter 21. After these things, Emmanuel showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. And in this way, he showed himself. Simon Peter, Thomas called Damus, Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, the sons of Zebedee, and two others of his disciples were together. Simon Peter said to them, I am going fishing. They said to him, we are going with you also. They went out and immediately got into the boat, and that night they caught nothing. But when the morning had come, Emmanuel stood on the shore, yet the disciples did not know that it was Emmanuel. Then Emmanuel said to them, children, have you any food? They answered him, no. And he said to them, cast the net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some. So they cast, and now they were not able to draw it in because of the multitude of fish. Therefore, that disciple whom Emmanuel loved said to Peter, it is the teacher. Now, when Simon Peter heard that it was the teacher, he put on his other outer garment, for he had removed it, and plunged into the sea. But the other disciples came in the little boat, for they were not far from land, but about 200 cubits, dragging the net with fish. Then as soon as they had come to land, they saw a fire of coals there, and fish laid on it, and bread. Emmanuel said to them, bring some of the fish which you have just caught. Simon Peter went up and dragged the net to land full of large fish, 153. And although there were so many, the net was not broken. Emmanuel said to them, come and eat breakfast. Yet none of the disciples dared ask him, who are you? Knowing that it was the teacher. Emmanuel then came and took the bread and gave it to them, and likewise the fish. This is now the third time Emmanuel showed himself to his disciples after he was raised from the dead. So when they had eaten breakfast, Emmanuel said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than these? He said to him, yes, teacher. You know that I love you. He said to him, feed my lambs. He said to him again a second time, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me? He said to him, yes, teacher. You know that I love you. He said to him, tend my sheep. He said to him the third time, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me? Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, do you love me? And he said to him, Teacher, you have all things. You know that I love you. Emmanuel said to him, Feed my sheep. Most assuredly I say to you, when you were younger, you girded yourself and walked where you wished. But when you were old, you will stretch out your hands, and another will gird you and carry you where you do not wish. This he spoke, signifying by what death he would glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he said to him, Follow me. Then Peter, turning around, saw the disciple whom Emmanuel loved following, who also had leaned on his breast at the supper, and said, Teacher, who is the one who betrays you? Peter, saying this, said to Emmanuel, But teacher, what about this man? Emmanuel said to him, If I will that he remain till I come, what is that to you? You follow me. Then this saying went out among the brethren that this disciple would not die. Yet Emmanuel did not say to him that he would not die, but if I will that he remain till I come, what is that to you? This is the disciple who testifies of these things and wrote these things, and we know that his testimony is true. And there are also many other things that Emmanuel did, which if they were written one by one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books which would be written. Selah, Selah, Selah. Selah, Selah. Thus ends Yom. This is the last book, chapter 21, last chapter of the book of Yom, the book of John, the book of Yom, chapter 21. And if you pay attention, you will find that I'm steady calling him what is how and what he is to be dressed. He is to be addressed as what he is. He is a teacher. He is not a Lord. He is not a master. He is not a king. He is a mortal man, yet immortal. And the fact that he was not planted in a woman by man, but he had, but he, only way he could get here, let me rephrase that. He was not planted by man, but it was man who had to release him because he could not break the womb from the inside. The womb had to be broken from the outside. So, God of Goals planted him directly, but still man had to break the womb. Joseph took his wife. Man had to break the womb. Joseph took his wife. Man had to break the womb. Joseph took his wife. And then he knew her not. One more time. Joseph took his wife, and then he knew her not. Notice Emmanuel 3 times he asked. Notice I just said something 3 times. The reason, for my reason, about the 3 is because the brother who dug the 3 wells. You know, to me, that's where the whole concept of 3 strikes you out. The first well he dug, they told him, hey, man, this is my property. This is my well. He like, okay, cool. He dug a second well. Hey, man, you did it again. This is mine. You can't be doing that. He said, okay, cool. So the third well, when he dug the third well, they said, hey, man, this is mine. You can't. He stuck his chest. He stood straight up. Chest stuck out, looked him dead in his eyes. I am not moving. This is mine. And they looked at him. Okay, cool. Went on about their business. One more time. He asked him 3 times. One more time. See, you got to go backwards to go forward. What y'all keep doing is not paying attention. See, y'all going to be saying, oh, Lord, Oh Lord, it is the Lord. Instead of it is the teacher. Well, he is the teacher. He is the teacher. And as always, okay. What we must do is you got to remember again that mankind was allowed to manipulate this. Mankind was allowed to manipulate this because of the Tower of Babel. Because at the Tower of Babel, they could do what they said they was going to do, but go and say, no, you can't do what you want to do because I'm not going to allow you to do what you want to do. Even though you are building something to do in glorification of me, but you cannot do what you want to do. Fulfillment of purpose. One more time. Fulfillment of purpose. Do you not hear Emmanuel? Man. Then he spoke, signifying by what death he would glorify gold. And when he had spoken this, he said to him, follow me. Simon Peter. 3 times. 15, 16, 17. Do you love me? Yes. Feed my sheep. Tend my sheep. Feed my lambs. Tend my sheep and feed my sheep. In other words, he was passing along to him the powers of Emmanuel. He's passing it along to him, letting him know that it's your job to pass along the knowledge that you have. No, one more time. This book of life teaches you knowledge. The Bible teaches you knowledge. The difference between knowledge and knowledge is Jerusalem, John, Judas, Joseph, King James, Jesse, Jehovah. That's knowledge. Knowledge says Jesus is Jesus or Jesus. That's what knowledge does for you. Knowledge is what you see, is what you say. Jesus, 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 Jesus. That is their goal. Let them have their goal. Like they got Allah, like they got Buddha, like they got Jehovah. Let them have their goal. My goal is go to gold. My goal is go to Adam, who, when he bit the fruit and received knowledge, the very first thing he knew, was not to disrespect our Father. One more time. Very first thing he learned. Because the day before, he had knowledge. He was 130 years. He had knowledge. But when he bit the fruit, he gained knowledge. I know I'm not supposed to present myself to go to goals, my Heavenly Father, naked. One more time. I, myself, used to be in the shower, looking up to heaven, speaking to God. I can't do it no more. When I found out that Adam, my forefather, Adam, my big brother, Adam, the first who was teaching man the rules of life, when I realized that the first rule of life is you do not speak to go to God if you're naked. Now, I know better. When I didn't know better, I could pray in the shower. I can't pray in the shower no more. I can't look up to heaven in the shower no more. I'm naked. Oh, he can see you. Exactly. Exactly. So I'm not going out my way for him to say that I disrespected him by announcing my presence while I'm naked. No. Just like Adam. I'm not announcing my presence while I'm naked. God knew he was naked. He was just naked yesterday. But he didn't know about nakedness yesterday. Today you know about nakedness. Now when you know better, you do better. No, when you know, one more time, like me in the book, all you heard me saying, teacher, 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 because that's who and what he is. He's not a Lord, he's not a master, he's not a king, he is the teacher. God of gods, one more time. The New Testament of Emmanuel. Agano, Jipya, Imanuel. Telling the rules are the same but not. The rules are the same but not. You ain't a mortician, you ain't got no business touching on dead people. The rules are the same but not. In the beginning, nobody touched dead people because the mortician was not existed. It didn't exist. But now that we have morticians, you may touch a dead person because that is your job. But if it ain't your job, the rules have not changed. One more time. Just like he was telling them, it's time for me to go, and you are now going to be the new head man. And we said, lead my sheep, lead my lambs, lead my sheep, feed my sheep. One more time. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? One more time. Go to gods, send his begotten son, so that man could have choices. One more time. Choices. Man could have choices. You can believe that he was on a cross, or you can believe he was on a tree. One more time. It's up to you. It's up to you. However you want it to think you want it to be. When in reality, one more time, he is not the son of gold. He is the begotten son of gold of gold. You are a begotten son of gold of gold. Because when you look to heaven and you look up there and he look into your face and you finally see gold of gold, you are now a begotten son. Because you did the same thing as Emmanuel, crawl from the womb of woman. Keep in mind, one more time, free your mind and ask for Father. The kingdom of heaven is within. In the name of Emmanuel, my big brother. In the name of Emmanuel, our big brother. In the name of Emmanuel, our teacher, who teaching us that in order to get closer to God's goals, we must understand the rules and regulations that Emmanuel laid down the path to go to goals. All you got to do is see. Stop looking and see. One more time. See what the teacher had to say. See. Don't look no more in the name of Emmanuel. Matthew 1:23. Let them have their Jesus, for Jesus is their role. Choices, choices. Matthew 1:23 or Matthew 1:25. Choices. As always, trip C's, trip C's, trip C's. Cool, calm, collected. I mean, yeah, cool, calm, collected. WWW, oh, wide world. Needly, need, one, So gold is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I. Man, Adam called son, S-U-N. In the name of the true begotten son, Emmanuel, I-M-A-N-U-E-L, whose name may go with us. In the name of the true motherland, Nigritia, N-I-G-R-I-T-I-A, which means land of the golds. Ki Swahili, Tower of Babel, man's first tongue. Amani kutoka. Peace from above. Enjoy your weekend. And keep in mind, our big brother, Imanuel, I-M-A-N-U-E-L, whose name means go with us, whose name means go with me.